Hello boys and girls, and welcome to our unit about taxes. Please make sure that you have opened up your tax notes from Google Classroom and be prepared to type in them. And we're going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to give you some general information about taxes. Taxes need to be filed by anyone who has an income, and that can be a person of any age that has worked and received an income. You need to file what they call an income tax return every year. Tax returns are due April 15th every year, and you're always filing taxes for the previous year. When you're filling out a tax form, the key is to start at the top and take your time, carefully following instructions step by step. The tax forms are going to have a lot of information that doesn't apply to you, and it's important that you read each line thoroughly to make sure that you are putting the correct information in those forms. There is an instruction packet available on the IRS website that will go through each step of the 1040 individual tax form to help you along the way. If you deliberately fail to file a tax return, it's punishable by a fine up to $25,000 or imprisonment for up to a year, or both, depending on how much and how frequently this occurred. Make sure that you file a tax return every year that you have worked, and you will be fine. We're going to talk about some forms that you'll use when you're filing your taxes. The first form that you will fill out when you first get your job is called a W-4 form. This is a form that you're going to fill out as a new employee, and this form is going to tell your employer how much money they should withhold from your paycheck to cover your income tax that it will be due to the government. You'll see this reflected on your paycheck. When we do a withholding activity later today, you'll see the different amount of taxes that are withheld from different paycheck scenarios. This is what a 1040 form looks like for 2019. And they're actually changing this form up a little bit for next year. But this is the basics. You just fill out your information here. You check if you're single or married. Single does not mean you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. It only means you are not married. So most of you right now will be filing as single, or all of you. The allowances are filled out on a separate sheet. It's usually on the back of this sheet. So you figure out how many allowances you have, and then if you want any more withheld. And this is just a simple, short form, but you need to make sure you're filling it out correctly so that you don't have to maybe owe taxes at the end. Next form you need to know about is a W-2 form. This is a form that you are going to receive in the mail from your employer every year. Your employer has to have it mailed by January 31st. That is their legal obligation. So no matter what, you will have that form before maybe the first week of February. The W-2 is going to reflect your information, how much income you made that year, the tax year, how much you paid in taxes. This is what a W-2 form looks like that's blank. Typically it'll have your employer information here, your information here, and the boxes that you're most commonly going to look at are your wages and tips. This will show how much money you made that year, and your federal income tax withheld, so you know how much money went to your Fed. Down here is going to be how much your state income tax was withheld, so you'll also look at that to help fill out your 1040 form. You will also receive in the mail a 1099 interest form. This is a form your bank will send you that shows how much interest you were paid in the previous year in your savings accounts or money market accounts or any other type of interest-bearing account that you have at a bank. Alright, and here is the 1040 form that I have mentioned before. This is your individual income tax return form that you will fill out. There's a couple of different ways that you can fill out this form. This is the paper form that you can type on the computer and mail in, or you can file it electronically. We will also work through some other ways that taxes can be filed every year later on in this unit. This is the form that is required, to be filled out every year, and this is what is due by April 15th every year. April 15th is tax day. This is going to help you calculate how much taxes should be owed depending on how much money you made last year. It does include all the taxes you've already paid out of your paychecks, and then it has you look and see if you may be overpaid or underpaid. If you underpaid, then you'll have to owe taxes, so you'll send in a check payment with this 1040 form. If you overpaid, then they will give you a tax return. You can have them mail you a check, or you can provide your bank information so that they can send it electronically to your checking account. We will be working with this 1040 form here in the future. Some terms you need to know for taxes, I apologize, I went too fast there, are a dependent. You'll hear us use this term a lot when we're filling out the 1040s and W-4s. What a dependent is just simply a person who relies on another taxpayer for at least half of his or her support. So basically, you guys are all dependents upon your parents. Your parents are taxpayers. So they're going to claim you as a dependent. Okay? So eventually, maybe you'll have some people that depend on you. It could be someone living with you or your future children, and they will be your dependents. Earned income is how much money you have actually earned in your wages, salaries, and tips, or anything you've earned from also self-employment. This is your money earned from working. This is not your money earned from interest growing in your bank accounts. Tax exempt on a W-4 form. This is when someone is free from withholding of federal income tax. Usually you are a person that doesn't meet a certain income level. It does not exempt from other kinds of tax withholding like Social Security tax, Medicare tax, sales tax, property tax, etc. There is instructions to see if you meet this criteria for the income level. So you just have to read through your forms for the 1040 to see if you possibly don't have to have any taxes withheld from your paycheck. Typically your income has to be fairly low. It does adjust usually every year slightly on what the requirement is for this. So make sure that you're taking a look at that form to see if your income is tax exempt. Filing status. Again, single does not mean you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. If you do, great, but it only means that you are not married. So when you're first starting out, maybe you'll be filing as a single person. Once you're married, you can choose to file as married filing jointly or married filing separately in returns, and that will just depend on your income situation, what each spouse does. There are benefits to filing each way, so that would be an individualized decision on how you want to file your income tax return. You can also file as head of household or qualifying widower with a dependent child. If you have any children and your spouse has passed away in the future, you'd file as that. Most common ways that people file are these top three. Your gross income is the amount that you earned before you have taxes being withheld from your paycheck. We have worked a lot with gross and net income, especially when we work through different scenarios in our money management unit. Remember that net income is what you actually take home after all your taxes and maybe your insurance payments have been taken out of your paycheck. Gross income is what you had before, what you made before all of that was deducted from your paycheck. That's the amount that the IRS is going to look at. The IRS is the federal, emphasis on federal, agency that collects income taxes in the U.S. We also have state revenue, Internal Revenue Services, that collect the state income taxes from your paychecks. Net income is the amount left over after taxes are deducted your take-home pay, which I just mentioned previously when talking about the gross income. Deductions are any action that you can take that lessen your tax liability, and it will maximize your after-tax income legally. So you can take deductions for different things. Usually you can get some tax breaks or claim deductions if you own a home, if you donate to charities, if you're a teacher and you spend money on schools. These are things that the government wants to influence and encourage, because if you're buying a house, you're stimulating the economy. If you're donating to charities, that's helping a lot of different people in our country. So they want to encourage that good behavior. They do this by letting you then not have to pay as much tax on your income. So you want to make sure that you can claim all the deductions you can so that you can keep more of your money. Standard deduction is the dollar amount that you can subtract from your income before you get taxed on it. Standard deduction has raised to $12,000, so that means that you do not have to pay any income tax on the first $12,000 you make. So a lot of you will find out, maybe if you're working part-time in high school eventually, that you don't make over $12,000 a year, and therefore you'll be getting all of your tax money back. Sorry, that was my dog barking in the background. Itemized deduction is an option for you. What it has you do is it's going to have you look at dollar amounts that you can subtract from your income based on things that you have spent money on. So let's say you had a year where you had several different surgeries, so you had a lot of medical expenses. It might be a good idea for you to use itemized deduction instead of standard deduction. Maybe you did a lot of charity donations. You paid a lot real estate tax, you qualified for a lot of these, so you decide to itemize your deduction to see if it would maybe save you more money than if you just did standard deduction where you lump it all together. An audit is when the Internal Revenue Service wants to take a closer look at your tax returns and verify your income and deductions are accurate. The IRS may randomly do audits, or sometimes a red flag will show up for them, and they will then do an audit because of that. This is how they'll make sure that people are properly filing their income taxes. So sometimes it can be a scary thing when the IRS is auditing you. As long as you're filling out your forms correctly and accurately and truthfully, then you will have nothing to worry about. Tax evasion, though, is a failure to pay or deliberate underpayment of tax. This is illegal, and the IRS will figure it out eventually, so do not do it. This website shows 17 celebrities that have been convicted of tax evasion. And when I post the slideshow, you guys can look through this a little more closely, but Wesley Snipes has tax evasion. He withheld, $7 million in taxes from the federal government. Stephen Baldwin, $400,000 of tax evasion. Ja Rule, $3 million he did not report. Fat Joe, Lauryn Hill. So just make sure you're accurate. Even celebrities get caught. Okay. So filing your income tax return is a voluntary compliance. The government is relying on all of us as citizens to report our income tax voluntarily. We have to calculate how much tax we owed correctly and then file a return and make sure that it's filed on time, meaning on or before April 15th. Withholding represents the amount of money that an employer has deducted from your pay